Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, we're going to take up for the third time the F-22 80mm, the newest one from FREEWING. Going to take her up and have some fun with her. Otherwise, why come out here?
Motor is hot. Don't get burned.
Motor is hot. Don't get burned. Timer set for 4 minutes. Flying at my high rates. All right.
Starting the fun over.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Going up.
No problem inverted flight. It's basically the same plane up or down, so.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Pick it up.
Gear coming down. Landing flaps.
Bring her by dirty.
Flaps are up. Landing flaps. Flaps are up. Time remaining 2 minutes. Landing flaps. Braking. Cruise mode.
All right.
Flaps are up.
All right.
Take off flaps. Flap gear going up. Gear coming down. Landing flaps. 1 minute. Braking. Cruise mode.
Hey, Fritz. He's like, I'm gonna get me an F-22.
Take off flaps.
All right, one more.
30 seconds. 20 seconds. Flaps are up. Braking. Timer expired. Cruise mode.
We're getting there. Me and crossbreeds don't necessarily get along, and the rudders are super twitchy. And I've dialed them down to 70% throws. A bunch of expo.
Braking. Cruise mode.
Make sure I blow out. Love that purple color on that KM model afterburner.
Motor is secured. Safe to approach.
All right, 24 seconds over on a
Starting the fun over.
4-minute timer. 4 minutes and 24 seconds in. That's the way that math works. This will be the first flight of 2 flights in this particular sortie. See how much the juiced battery is. Kind of warm. And 28%, so it can't get better than that. That's good. Good, a little over 4 minutes of flying. Good flying plane, and that's the F-22. All right, this will be the first flight of 2 flights in this particular video, and we'll talk about both flights at the bench after the second flight. All right, folks. Hey, folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, this will be the 4th flight of the F-22. I'll combine this with a 3rd flight, and I'll get the battery report and everything after this flight. Combine both flights in one video. All right. That way you get to see a little more. I mean, jet flights are only 3 minutes long anyway, so 4-minute timer here. Take her up. 80mm F-22. Trying to get her dialed in a little bit.
Starting the fun over.
All right. I'll do takeoff flaps. Here we go.
Going up. Flaps are up.
Yeah, 100% on them ailerons. I might increase them to 125. Take it up now.
Gear coming down. Take off flaps. Take landing flaps. Flaps are up. Take landing flaps. Braking. Time remaining 2 minutes. Cruise mode.
All right, hold on.
Braking. Cruise mode.
All right.
Take flaps are up. Take off flaps.
All right, wind has basically died now.
Flaps are going up.
Fourth time ever in the air.
Gear coming down. Landing flaps.
All right.
Flaps are up.
Starting to get a better feel for her now.
Time remaining 1 minute.
And I'm going to increase my takeoff flaps a little bit. All right. See if that doesn't help me rotate up a little bit better. All right.
Take off flaps.
Yeah.
Gear going. Flaps are up.
These are just the things you do.
Gear coming down. Landing flaps. 30 seconds. "20 seconds. Braking. Cruise mode. 10.
We'll do one more.
Flaps are up. Take off flaps. Timer expired. Flap gear going up. Gear coming down. Landing flaps. Braking. Cruise mode. Flaps
All
are up.
right, ended it on a perfect, almost perfect landing. This is a very impressive plane. Very impressive. Love the lights, love the way it looks. I'm very, very pleased. And
Motor is secured. Safe to approach.
the guard system, the FreeWing guard system, keeps this thing locked in. It just doesn't have self-level. I don't have that program you need to self-level. But it, for its wind gyro, it's got this sucker locked in nice and pretty. Very predictable. I'm going to increase the rates on my ailerons to 125 to get a more of a snap roll. And I've already increased my elevator to 110. I'm probably going to take it up to 125. And I might end up splitting and making tailerons. So we'll see. But she flies great just the way she is. All right, let's go back to the bench and talk about her. We'll talk. All right, third flight went real well. Not as well as this one, but every time you the more you fly the plane, any plane, the better you're going to get with it. So you should be step by step improving. That was the 4th time I've ever had this plane in the air, and now that's a little bit darker out, you can really appreciate the lights. That head-up display is bright and green. You can definitely see it. Got the landing lights there in the front, nav on the top, nav on the bottom. Got the absolutely glorious KM model afterburner in there.
Motor is hot. Don't get burned.
Okay.
Motor is secured. Safe to approach.
And the plane features the quick release wings, come right off. And just remember, as a warning on that, on these quick release tabs, if you see solid gray, you're good. If you see white, don't fly. All right, CG is marked underneath the wing. Feel it right there. Gear is down. And I got her just a little on the tail heavy side, maybe just slightly, but that's okay. Show you where I've got the 5000 HRB is right dead in the middle. Okay, and my receiver is an AR8020T Spectrum 8-channel telemetry receiver. It doesn't have the safe or anything like that. It's just a plain Jane receiver as far as that goes. And the guard system, which is buried, you can't see. It's a little black box. Got that little weird emblem on there. You need 8 channels with this because you want to be able to turn that gyro off and on and off, which I have that on my B switch.
AS3X mode.
I call it AS3X.
Manual mode.
Manual mode. And
AS3X
she flies great with it. Flies great without it. Then you'll need another channel to thrust reverse. And so you got your 6 main channels, and then you got thrust reverse and turn the gyro on and off. If you don't want to use the gyro, it'll still work, but you won't be able to turn it off, and you just get away with the 7 channel if you want to, but you won't be able to turn that gyro off. And sometimes gyros, they may mess up in flight, and I'd rather be able to have the option of turn it off and trying to save the airplane. Not that that's going to happen, but it would be nice to be able to have that option so that 8th channel is needed. And of course, with my short field, thrust reverse is definitely needed. Look at how quickly this gear goes up and down.
Gear going up.
Got the outer doors. Now pay attention how quickly they come down. That's where you really want to pay attention.
Coming down.
Okay. The rates that I ended up now flying in, just so you can see, all right? And I'm probably going to increase the rates even more. On ailerons, I have them at 100%, 30% expo. I'm going to probably increase that to 125 to help with that roll rate. Elevator, I have them at 110, 30% expo, and I'm going to go ahead and kick that up to 125. And my rudder, I have a lot of very little throw on the rudder. Rudder, I've got them at 70% at my high rate, okay, with 60% expo. That just helps with steering coming down the runway. But you got 2 great big rudders, so that's plenty of deflection. What I could do is maybe increase the throws a little bit to help with snap rolls, but I'd have to increase the expo for the steering on the ground, or install a steering gyro, and then or change out the guard and put in a Spectrum receiver that has the steering gyro. Just, you know, well, there's so many things you can do with these planes these days. Oh yeah, flaps. Didn't show you the flaps. Now I have the flap system on a flight mode, okay, but I'll show you the settings as far as the actual flaps themselves, how they look. Okay, flaps up are a -100. Takeoff, I like them at 0, okay, and then landing is a +60, and that kicks the elevator up about 11% of up elevator. 11 clicks anyways. I don't know if that's percentage, but when you look on the monitor, it goes up -11 for up elevator.
Takeoff flaps. Flaps are up.
So when you see 2-second deployment on the flaps. All right. Well, folks, We covered CG, we covered rates, we covered my setup. And I want to tell you how much else I want to cover is how much I love my Precious for filming for me. And I'll tell you what, folks, this is one beautiful, beautiful plane. The lights show up really nice. Free Wing, Motion RC, y'all have knocked it out of the park. This is probably the best F-22 you have made. It is almost a trainer jet. If it wasn't for the fact it's 80mm and $500, I'd say this would be a trainer jet. Very, very fun to fly. Establish your glide slope, come in at a high alpha, set her right down, and after 4 or 5 flights, you'll get her dialed in. She takes a little bit to get dialed in, but I tell you what, all I've done is given her a clear coat and a KM model afterburner. Other than that, she's all stock. Folks, thank you so much for watching. God bless y'all. God is good, and that is an all-new 80mm F-22 by Free Wing. God is good. Faith, family, and friends. Bye, y'all. Real quick, I forgot to tell you, I had 29% left on this 5,000. All right, bye.